Jeb Bush was at a conservative event recently. Of course, we all know he desperately wants to be president to follow in his daddy's footsteps and his brother's footsteps. And he was caught saying some particularly ridiculous stuff on the issue of the minimum wage. He said, quote, "We need to leave it to the private sector." Brilliant. "I think state minimum wages are fine." See, this is what we call moderation in the Republican Party. "The federal government shouldn't be doing this. Raising the wage is one of those poll-driven deals. We're moving to a world that is sticky in the ends." I don't even know what that means. "Where it's harder for people in poverty to move up, and where the rich are doing really well and the middle is getting squeezed. And any idea that perpetuates that is one that I would oppose. And I think this minimum wage idea is exactly one of those things." Is it possible for something to make less than no sense? Because that's what this did. He's like, I really care about poor people in the middle class, and the rich are too rich, and everybody else is struggling too much, which is why I want to eliminate the minimum wage. So pay workers less, and that'll help them? And my favorite line is, "Raising the wage is one of those poll-driven deals." You mean democracy? Yeah, I think that's the word we're looking for. No, I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke, and this guy's viewed as like the moderate in the Republican Party, Jeb Bush. What that really means is he sucks off the establishment more than anybody else. That's what that means, and he's going to raise the most money and get his name out there more than anybody else, and he has name recognition. As far as his policy ideas, they're just as silly as anybody else in the Republican Party, and they're all silly. Like, haven't we come to a point where some things should be off the table, where everybody agrees, like, okay, we're not going to go back to segregation. It was stupid. We all agree to that now. We can look back and go, wow, we were dumb. Like, but there's some ideas that you think should be dead, but nope, they just keep rearing their ugly head. Eliminate the federal minimum wage to help workers. Explain to me exactly how that would work. So you want to try to have this argument? Oh my God, if I was a Democratic strategist or a Democratic politician, I would eat this up. I'd eat this up. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The dude says get rid of the federal minimum wage. If I'm Hillary Clinton, if I'm any of the other guys that are thinking of running, I'll just put ad. It's 8 ads already. Have them running. Go on the Sunday shows and talk about how Jeb Bush hates working people and wants to eliminate the minimum wage and take us back to the 19-teens or whatever the fuck it was. Do it, man. Oh, God. It's so easy to beat these guys. This shows you how bad the Democrats are how bad they are at marketing their ideas. Because how easy is it to go out there and just repeat the same thing over and over? 80% of Americans disagree with Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush disagrees with 80% of Americans. Jeb Bush disagrees with 80% of Americans. Jeb Bush is going to do what only 20% of Americans want to do. Jeb Bush wants to serve the rich as he pretends like he's serving the poor. Jeb Bush disagrees with 80% of Americans. Did I mention that Jeb Bush disagrees with 80% of Americans? Oh, I did 47 times already? Well, let me remind you of 48th time. Jeb Bush disagrees with 80% of Americans.